Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing alright. So yes, I am all dolled up and stuff, and I just finished filming a Boohoo fashion haul. So if that hasn't come out, stay tuned for that. If it has already come out, then make sure to watch it. So today I have a little story time for you guys. So I figured, because I've been doing a lot of really long videos, I was going to do something a little bit more relaxed and just short and funny. So I have a roommate story time for you. The story started my freshman year of college. So basically, right, I moved into my room and I found out I have two other roommates. So I was living in a 4-bedroom, so 2 bathrooms, 4 bedrooms. So one of them, she was really cool. She was Nigerian. She was actually a twin, and she was a really nice girl. My mum liked her because she's actually Yoruba as well. So it was like really chill just meeting someone that was Nigerian as well. And then me and her didn't get super close or anything, but we just had serious, like, just I had respect to her. Like, we weren't friends, but we like got on, you know. And then I had my other roommate who was actually from the Caribbean. Now me and her got on more than me and the other one, you know, just because like she was a bit more outgoing as well. So I met her mom, who was from the Caribbean, and she was super sweet. And she was like, at the time I was at an engineering school, so it was like we were black women in science, and we have to stick together, we have to do, you know, we're in this like situation and we have to make the best of it and just kind of ride the wave. And it was so sweet. She was such a sweet lady. And so when that happened, I was like, oh yeah, it's going to be really cool. Me and her are going to be really good friends. So we went through, obviously, first week of school was orientation. So we go through all the events. They do like a little mixer and different like red colour. We were like the Red House colour team, whatever. And through these events, I just realised that me and her just weren't like the same type of people. And then at the time, my best friend now, Alex, he had messaged me beforehand because he saw that I was from England. And he was just like, oh, like I'm moving to this country and I just don't really know. I don't really know anyone and stuff, and I saw that you were from England too, blah, blah, blah. So me and him had been speaking, but I hadn't met him in person yet. And so I eventually met him, and me and him just got on like a house on fire, and I mean, that's why he's still one of my best friends today. So I was just like, okay, I've met people I get on with more. So it was just like no bad blood, like I just didn't get on with her, you know? It was what it was. So fast forward to like, I want to say like 4 or 5 months later, so I believe it was like second semester, and I had an event for my sorority. And at the time, it was like I was getting ready, and it was like 5, maybe 6 o'clock, probably closer to 5 o'clock. And I was in our little like bathroom getting ready, and I was playing a podcast, which is my favourite podcast. I was listening to 3 Shots of Tequila. Anyone that knows it, shit's so good. So I was listening to that, and obviously Marvin was like joking, or was like Taser was like joking about something, and they start getting really laugh. It's like, are you telling me the truth? Or some shit like that. It was funny, and I was like laughing my head off because I always laughed to the podcast. She comes out of her room and she's like, can you turn that down? I'm trying to take a nap. I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'm sorry. Turned it down. In my head, that is the end of that. I don't know with anyone else, like, am I crazy for thinking that that should be the end of discussion? And then she keeps going. She's like, I just feel really disrespected that you would do that. Like, I'm trying to sleep. And I'm like, you what? Like, I don't understand why this conversation's still going on. And I was like, you can stop now. Like, to be fair, that was probably a bit mean, but I was like, you don't need to keep this conversation going. Like, I've turned it down. Like, there's nothing I could do for you. I can't go back in time and stop myself from playing it out loud because I'm supposed to metaphorically know you're taking a nap at 5 o'clock in the evening on a Friday. Like, that's not supposed to be my obligation in life to know that stuff. And she just kept going, and I was like, you know what? I was just like, I've turned it down. Like, we're done with this conversation. I didn't even say that rudely. I was just like, there's nothing else to talk about. Like, I've turned it down. What am I supposed to do next? And so I get to my event. I get a text from her, and she's like, we need to have a conversation. I was like, wait, what? About? And she was like, I don't know who you think you are. I was like, wait, what is going on? Like, I feel like that whole thing should have been dead there and there. Like, it should have been dead. Like, nothing, no sort of conversation should have come after the fact. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I didn't respond to her because I was at an event. We were hosting the event, so I was working the event. So I was like, okay, I'm not responding now because I can't. And then later I get a hold of my phone after like things are up and running. We don't have to do anything anymore. And I see that she's messaged me and I'm like, oh, like, okay, I'm continuing. And then I click on her story. Mind you, this was about 4 years ago when Snapchat didn't have the continuous looping video. So at the time it was like you could post 10-second stories, post 10-second stories. It wasn't like you can keep it going. She posted about a 300-second, had to be 300 to 400-second story ranting about me. This girl was like, she's so this is that, she's messy, she leaves this all over the place, she's that, this. And anyone who knows me, yeah, I'm like messy with clothes, but I'm not messy with things. Like I was so OCD about living in a shared bathroom because I don't like it. And there's nothing that I never left dishes because we didn't even have a full kitchen. So like I just didn't understand where all of that was coming from. But I was like, you know what? To each their own. If you think I'm messy, you think I'm messy. There's nothing I could do to change your mind at that point. And then she proceeds to say, she stays talking about me to her friends. Every time she sees me, she ignores me. And at this point in time, Yoruba girl in me is boiling because I'm like, what? Like, I'm so confused. And she was like, I don't understand who she thinks she is. This is the disrespect that I wouldn't take if I was in New York. Like, someone's gonna get whatever. At that point in time, it started from being funny to being like, I'm going to fight this girl. Like, I was dead ass, like, blood boiling, started speaking in Yoruba, anger just boiling inside of me. And I was at an event. This story, mind you, was still playing. I left it on my table. The story's going on and on and on and on. And I'm like, do you notice me that much to have this much to say about me? Like, I'm really under this girl's skin. Like, I have a front seat in her brain because I don't understand how you care so much about my opinion, for one. Like, like, even if I was talking shit about you to my friends, why is that even a bother? Which I never did. I've never in my life said anything against this girl. It was always like my friend told me, oh, there's a story about her that your roommate did this. And I'm like, oh, really? Like, I didn't have anything to say about her because I didn't care what was going on in her life. And so she goes on in this rant, this, that. And I called my mum. And I was like, Mum, I'm going to fight this girl. Like, if she tries anything, like, I'm going to fight her. And she was like, just make sure to not swing the first punch. And I was like, you're a real G, mummy. So I was like, okay, I swear I was ready to fight. Like, I was dead ass ready to fight. I think my accent misleads people to think my friends were like, okay, just come to our house. Like, don't bother going home yet. Just like, because you could get into something and I just don't want you to be in that situation. So I ended up staying with my friends full sat in Drummond for the day. And I was just like, I cannot, for the rest of the evening. And I was just like, I can't believe that this is happening. Like, I don't understand like where this is all coming from. And so I went home, she wasn't there. I think she was at her boyfriend's house or some shit like that. And so I was like, okay, whatever. I slept it off, and at that point I was just like, I mean, I don't really care anymore. Like, the anger's gone. Lasted all of like 20 minutes and I'm over it. And so the next day, I don't even know if I messaged her back, I can't even remember. But the next day, she goes back on her story again. And she was like, I know I may have been out of line, but I just felt so this, that. She says this on her story. She doesn't say this to me. She says it on her story. Goes on her story, is like, oh, I don't remember this, that. Like, I just felt disrespected. I felt like this, that. And I'm like, it's one thing to feel disrespected and talk to me about it. It's another thing to be a little bitch ass and go on your story and start saying all this like sorts of jargon and bullshit around me. Like, I'm like, the things I knew about her, man. If you're coming with that much vim and that much like, like you're ready to rock, you're ready to fight. It's that simple. So the fact that she had all the audacity to open her dirty mouth and keep talking and then not do anything about it is what made me laugh about the situation. Because I was dead ass ready. I was ready to just like uppercut one tit, uppercut the legs, like it was like bad. But yeah, that is my first roommate edition college version story. Stay tuned for the second one because that one's even funnier. Actually, no, that's a lie. That one's even more like, because it's not a fun story to relive. I'm not gonna lie, it's really messed up. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a lot of me just like, but I hope you guys like this video. And as I say normally, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos from Life of Gnomes because I love making them for you guys. And share these videos because I need to get some more people on this channel, you know. We need to get the views. Come in, people. So, as I say, like, subscribe. And I can't say subscribe, I realize that. Subscribe. And I will see you guys very, very soon.